Chapter 6 The Shattered Universe. When a god falls, something worse rises to take its place. The Resistance base had never felt more alive. After weeks of tension, fear, and mourning, the destruction of the seed marked their first real victory. Technicians worked overtime, analyzing the energy data left by the collapse of Kai's end. Fighters laughed for the first time in months. The name Saitama was whispered like a prophecy. But not everyone celebrated. Kael stood in the calm room, replaying the last signal from the seed's destruction. A sound, low, guttural, almost like breathing, echoed across every frequency. It didn't match any known energy pattern, not even Goku's corrupted ki. It sounded older. She narrowed her eyes and hit replay. Again. Again. Behind her, the sliding door opened. "You're not sleeping either?" Saitama asked, entering with a mug of instant noodles. Kael shook her head. "I've slept less since you showed up." Saitama slurped his noodles. "Cool?" She looked at him, tired but focused. "That seed, it wasn't just a tool. It was a prison. Something was sealed inside it. When you destroyed it, you didn't just stop Goku." He raised an eyebrow. "I let something out?" She nodded. He shrugged. "Guess I'll punch that too." Kael forced a smile. "I hope it's punchable." Elsewhere, the dark fusion. Across the galaxy, deep within a dead star orbiting a black hole, the air cracked. A ring of floating debris, broken planets, shattered moons, rotated around a singularity that no longer obeyed gravity. Goku stood at its center, meditating above an altar made of bones. His eyes were closed. His power was silent, but oppressive. He no longer wore a gi. Instead, his body was clad in a battle suit of pure ki, a living shell that pulsed with every breath. Behind him, a voice hissed. "The seed is gone! The bald one broke it." Goku didn't flinch. "Good. Now the final gate opens." From the void, a shape emerged, not quite a man, not quite a monster. A being composed of shadows and smoke, its face a swirl of ancient runes. "The Whisperer is ready," it said. "The divine collapse can begin." Goku opened his eyes. Red. Empty. Cold. "Then I'll begin with Earth." The briefing. Back at base, Kael gathered the senior resistance leaders and Saitama around the central holomap. It displayed a three-dimensional projection of the galaxy, overlaid with danger zones and gravitational anomalies. "Something's happening near the galactic core," she began. "We've detected time fractures, full-blown paradox waves, centered on a former Kai temple buried inside a neutron star." One of the captains, a grizzled Namekian named Oro, stepped forward. "No one's been to the Nexus Temple since the war. It's suicide." Kael gestured to the hologram. "It's where the Whisperer used to reside, before the Kais locked him away using the seed." Saitama looked confused. "So he's like a space ghost?" Kael frowned. "More like a parasite of gods. It feeds on power and ambition, and it needs a host. We thought Goku was corrupted. Turns out, he invited it in." The room went cold. "You're saying Goku isn't possessed?" Oro asked. Kael nodded. "No. He merged willingly." There was silence. Then Saitama spoke. "Then I'll beat both of them. Together." Kael pulled up a second image, a swirling mass of ki and decaying matter expanding outward from the core. "You don't understand. If Goku completes the fusion, he'll become the Whisperer's vessel. Not even Beerus or Whis could stop him in that state." Saitama stared at the image. "I'm not Beerus," he said. "And I've never lost." Training the untrainable. Later that day, in a gravity chamber deep below the mountain, Vegeta stood opposite Saitama, arms crossed. "I still think this is stupid," Vegeta grumbled. Kael, watching from the control booth, tapped the mic. You're the only one with enough power and experience to simulate what Goku's become. He needs to learn what he's up against. Vegeta powered up, his aura erupting into a controlled, blue inferno. I'm not holding back. Saitama cracked his knuckles. Good. I hate training with people who pull punches. Vegeta struck first, faster than most could see. The impact cratered the ground, but Saitama wasn't there. He dodged sideways with minimal effort. The two exchanged blows, Vegeta pushing into Ultra Ego mode, Saitama matching every strike with lazy precision. For once, Saitama looked focused. Vegeta roared and unleashed a final flash. Saitama didn't move. The beam swallowed him whole, and then, when the smoke cleared, he was still standing, suit slightly scorched, hair untouched. Okay, he muttered. That was actually cool. Vegeta fell to one knee, exhausted. You're a monster. Saitama offered a hand. You're not bad yourself. For the first time, Vegeta smirked. Meanwhile, the first collapse. Unbeknownst to Earth, the first world fell. Planet Calera, a peaceful civilization on the edge of the Kai's spiral arm, was consumed in a burst of black light. Its sky cracked. Its oceans boiled. Every living being blinked out of existence, as if their timeline was deleted. At the epicenter stood Goku. But he no longer looked human. His skin shimmered like obsidian. His hair floated like it was underwater, made of energy strands. His face was emotionless. Above him, fragments of timelines danced, like broken film reels unraveling. More, the voice said. Soon, Goku replied. He turned his eyes toward Earth. The final plan. Back at the Resistance base, Kael finalized the plan. We hit the Nexus Temple, she said, projecting a tactical map. We plant time disruptors to freeze the fusion's progression. Once it's stalled, we create a vacuum channel to isolate Goku and the Whisperer from the multiverse's main thread. And then? Oro asked. She glanced at Saitama. Then he punches the god out of him. Saitama nodded. Simple enough. Kael handed him a small capsule. This will be your anchor. If things go wrong, if reality starts folding, break it. It'll bring you back to this timeline. Saitama studied the capsule, then pocketed it. Cool. Time grenades. Vegeta stepped forward. I'm coming with him. Kael raised an eyebrow. You sure? Vegeta looked at Saitama. I've lost to Kakarot too many times. If I can't stop him, I'll help the one who can. The Resistance fighters erupted into cheers. The battle was coming, and this time, they had a symbol of hope. In the dark, the Whisperer awakens. But in the void between realms, the Whisperer pulsed. No longer a voice. No longer a shadow. It now had form. And it whispered through Goku's lips. They think they know strength. Let them bring their champion. Let him come.